Jerod Mayo, Mayo Monday, brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in treating the sexual health issues of men with 5 New England offices, or at northeastmenshealth.com, by Land Rover of Norwood. And Coach Mayo, brought to you by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. You can purchase Hellman's at your local Walmart or grocery store to add extra deliciousness and creamy flavor to your game day dishes all football season long. And here he is, Coach Mayo. Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well, but I'm sure Courtney and Chris have a smile on their face the entire day after that game last night.
Oh,
yes.
Nothing can bring me down.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the argument has been this morning from the naysayers that the FSU team was not a great team, but that's a big win for BC last night, Jerod.
It's a huge win. People are always going to say things like that. It's a huge win for the program, and I'm excited for the coaching staff, but most excited for the players. They put a lot of work in and came out and performed, so I thought it was great.
Before we get into it, I wanted to ask you, do you want to pick your walk-up song, if you will, if you want to call it that? Like, you can pick whatever song we use when we intro you.
Let me think about it, and I'll get it to you next week.
That's like a Craig Breslow answer. I asked Craig Breslow his 3 favorite bands. He couldn't name one for a month. All right, we'll give you till the end. Think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs out there.
It depends. It depends how Sunday goes.
Yes.
I'll call you after the game and give you a song.
Also, Ty Law is in here for his segment. So, Ty, say hi.
Ty.
What's going on, Mayo?
What's up, Ty?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Good.
Chilling.
So he may jump in from his POV.
Ty got on them cool. Those the Dion shades?
Huh?
Those the Dion sunglasses?
Get that microphone up here.
Okay, there we go. No.
Is he in there? Is he
These are law
indoors?
dogs right here, son. These law dogs. Shades.
Are you inside with sunglasses on, Ty?
Always. He always. Inside on with shades on, a bucket hat, doing what I do. We about to have some mimosas, too. Forward style.
Ty ain't changed.
Have you tried Ty's vodka, Jerod?
I have tried it. I think everyone in the organization, even the older players, they've all tried it. It's pretty good.
The man is not opposed to a free plug here or there. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, I know. I'm sure he just probably dropped the letter off right in front of you, like his commercial stuff. Go ahead and read it. Let's get it out the way. Read that. Let's get it out the way.
All right. Well, let's get into it, because I think Wiggy at times this past week was confused, and I know you like to clear confusion up. So,
well, it's hard with Wiggy, but I love him like a brother. Shoot, fire away.
So
the one thing. Sorry, hold on. The one thing I would say is, as long as the people in the building aren't confused, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. But I do try to be as transparent with you guys as I said in the past, and give you information. The most information that I feel comfortable with.
Sure.
So fire away.
And we appreciate that. And there are some that think maybe you're super strategic and sneaky, and that some of the things that you say are all a part of your strategy. And I like that as well. But you were on this show not much more than a week ago saying that you felt like Drake Maye had I'm paraphrasing, but had outperformed Jacoby Brissett in camp. And then it turns out that you end up deciding collaboratively, or you made the decision, or we made the decision that it's going to be Jacoby Brissett week 1. What kind of changed your mind there?
Yeah, I should have given more context to the comment at the time. Look, Drake had more playing time in the preseason than Jacoby, and that was intentional. So as we talk about the developmental plan, like, we know what it is internally, but that was definitely intentional. We know what Jacoby can do. He's played a lot of ball in this league. We see him every day in practice, and we know what he's done in the NFL as well. So, look, we have full confidence. I have full confidence in Jacoby leading our team into the season, and the players feel the same way. Those guys selected him as a captain, so that should say a lot as well. That this is the way we're going to go, and like I always say, as the head coach of the team, like, I'm trying to make the best decisions for the organization, not only here in the present, but also in the future.
So any disappointment on the part of Drake Maye? I mean, it seems like he was told that there was a true quarterback competition, and may have felt like he outplayed Jacoby but doesn't get the start. How does he feel about it?
Well, I'm not sure he feels the way you just said. What I would say is, he's going to continue to prepare as if he's the starter. And it was a true competition. I think you just have to take it all in. And when I said, at the end of the preseason, and I want to be very explicit about this, at the end of the preseason, he was playing at a very high level. Now, when we were thinking about who we were going to have, start for our team, we had to put, a lot of thought into it. And I would also say it goes all the way back to the spring when we first started talking about competition and competing. And, I'm not, you would have to ask Drake how he feels or how he felt about the conversation, but I thought it went well.
Jerod, one of the things that you always talk about is the collaborative effort of coming together with everybody when it's about making decisions. I get that, but there comes a point in time when you guys are going to disagree on personnel, who should be starting, those type of things. I guess my biggest question where I want to know kind of like that final decision-making when it comes to starting and depth chart, is that your decision? Because my opinion is, just from an outsider, is I feel like maybe that might be something that Elliot Wolf might have more say-so in, which I don't agree with. But who has final say when it comes to depth chart decisions and who should be starting at positions when we talk about like the quarterback, if you guys are on a different page?
Look, as the head coach, I have the final say with all of that stuff. I do value the opinions of others, and Elliot's opinion is definitely valued. But as the head coach, I have the final say. Staying with the quarterback, like from the time we signed Jacoby and drafted Drake, we've had a plan on how to best develop Drake, and we're going to stick to that no matter what happens, no matter what's being said on the outside. Like, we're going to stick to the plan, and it may not be the most popular plan, but it's the plan that I think is best for the team.
And that plan, like, who developed that plan? Was that an Elliot Wolf plan because he had the experience with Jordan Love? Is that a Alex Van Pelt plan? Like, whose plan was it?
Yeah, so from let me take you through the process. It's me meeting with, AVP and McAdoo and those guys on the offensive side of the ball, and we came to the final conclusion. And once again, like, as the head coach, I have to put the final stamp. Like, this is what we're going to do, and I'm willing to suffer any type of consequences it is. But I'm thinking about the organization as a whole.
Jerod, I know that you've said before you made your decision, you guys named Jacoby the starter, that who you pick for, say, week 1 may be the best for the team that week, but that may not be the best come week 5. Or is that still the plan? Is that still how you feel, that maybe every week you could be making a different decision?
Every single week, these guys have one opportunity. And look, we talk about practice being the most important thing, but, playing on Sunday, every single week, these guys have one opportunity to go out there and perform at a high level. And so every single week is a competition, no matter what position we're talking about. And I do still feel that way, to answer your question, that, if you're not playing well, if you're not giving our team the best chance to win games, no matter the position, then we have to look at different options. And I think that's healthy stress. I think that's healthy competition. And, I think the guys need to understand that. It's the same way we look at the practice squad. You look at the practice squad and people have different philosophies around that. For me and Elliot, and the rest of the organization, we look at that as a developmental type of unit, like guys that can step right in if, we feel like we're not getting enough out of our players on the field on Sundays.
Jerod, have you been surprised at the sort of backlash to your way of doing things? People seem outraged that there's a change from how you're operating as compared to your predecessor, but isn't the biggest reason, or one of the biggest reasons, you're in the position you currently have because of the changing approach in an attempt to relate to the players and all of that?
Hey, no matter what industry, or if we're talking about sports or anything, change is always difficult. We'll be measured by our wins and losses, not only this year, but also years in the future. And, change is difficult for fans. Change is difficult for coaches, players, all that stuff. And once you get through that, that difficult stage, hopefully, we're able to reap the benefits of that change.
Well, speaking of wins and losses, this team is basically an underdog every single game this season. Is that something you're able to use with these guys? And how are they reacting with that?
Yeah, I would say inside these walls, like, we don't really pay attention to it. They can hear the chatter. They hear the chatter that we're not favored to win any games. That doesn't mean that we're not going to come out here every day and practice hard and compete each and every week. Like, we go into every game expecting to win. That has to be the mentality. It's up to you guys to put your the spin or the casinos to put the spreads on games. That's totally separate than how we feel in this room, and that's why everyone says, like, any given Sunday, no matter what, who's coaching, what the roster looks like, any given Sunday, you have that one opportunity to go out there and perform at a high level. To answer your question, I will say, hold on, I will say, they hear that stuff, and it should make them upset because, whether it's your parents calling you or your friends calling you, it should make them upset, and hopefully that fuels good practices that lead to having good games. What you got, Ty?
Man, I got a whole lot, but I'm gonna let you do your coach speak right now. But we gonna have to get together. I mean, I like the whole politically correct stuff, so I will be here to articulate from now on what he's really saying. Because when you talk about other people is very important and all that. Damn it, stand on business. The buck stops here. I'm the head coach, Jerod Mayo. Damn it, I got the last say so. So if he don't want to say it, I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? So somebody got to come here and shake it up. Somebody got to come shake it up. Come on, Jerod.
I think I was pretty clear. Look, I am the head coach, and once again, going back to the disgruntled fans and people in the media, like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to do what's best for the team. And you're exactly right. The buck does stop with me.
Time now for the Hellman's Mayo question of the week. You can purchase Hellman's at your local Walmart or grocery store to add deliciousness and creamy flavor to your game day dishes this football season. Speaking of doing things a little differently, the captains named yesterday, and they will wear a C on their jersey. And a texter wants to know what went into that.
I've always thought it was important. Even, when I was a player, I thought it was important, not only internally, but I thought it was important externally. Like, referees need to know who they can go and talk to about certain things on certain plays. And I would also say the C on your chest, like, you earned that. And it's always been an important thing to me.
Gerard, I keep asking the question
got
to
a free
Wiggy.
Parking space, well, I mean.
What's that?
Whatever.
Free parking space?
Yeah,
Do they get a free parking space?
For captains. No, you get a parking space, to have a captain. So if you can walk a couple steps closer, Wiggy. I didn't too much give a damn. What about you, Wiggy?
I mean, that was in the 90s. That was in the 90s with the parking space. We're done with that. We're done with that. Look, as the head coach, I don't even park on the front. I don't park in the front. Park anywhere.
First come, first serve.
That's what I meant. But the captain, they got their little parking space, and you go in and you feel good about yourself.
No, they don't. Well, here's another change. We don't have parking spaces for the captain.
Love it. Hey, love it, because it didn't mean nothing anyway. Because sometimes you get a free TV at training camp. When you get, when you get captains, you get a free TV. Well, they have one USB port in it. Everybody give a damn about that TV.
Also, hold on a second.
One USB. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about the 90s. You're talking about the 90s. One USB port. Come on. Hey, you're always welcome back. I welcome the alums back all the time. So you can come in here. You'll see 10 USB ports right here on my desk. So let's get into 24.
Also, Coach, how would Ty know what you got at training camp? He was always holding out for more.
I never had out of training camp. I never had out of training camp at all. I just left.
Yeah.
That's it. It's different. It's different. It's different when you hold out and don't come at all.
Now they hold in. That was the 90s.
That's the 90s. You know what I mean?
So what would you? Hold on, Ty. Let me interview Ty. So right now, would you be a hold in?
Would I be a hold in?
Yeah.
Hell no, man. You got to stand on business. You damn right. You know what I mean? And if I was welcome to be held in,
you would.
But if not, I would go home and prop my feet up. I'm not going. They standing on business out there, so you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, them top corners making big money, Ty. You might have to hold in.
Man, Hey, hold in, hold out, as long as you get get what you need to get. But I'm just like the whole captain thing. I'm glad that you taking that approach, because a lot of times I think coaches put so much on the captains, and it ain't like that you can make no decisions. You know what I mean? Anyway, you might speak for the team and things like that, but all I seen was that you had, like, a parking space with your name on it. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like me personally, I didn't care. You know what I mean? For being captain, so that means you had to stay for the off-season program. Damn it, I'm out.
Hey, you still on these parking spaces? It's been like 7 minutes. You still on parking spaces.
Speaking of hold-ins or holdouts, we got some. I'm assuming it's accurate. Some information on the offers to Brandon Aiyuk from Burt Breer and Sports Illustrated over the weekend, and looks like you guys were offering a second rounder in 25, third rounder in 26, player, which I guess was Kendrick Bourne, and $32 million. Were you surprised that was not good enough when it came to getting that player?
That was, I'm not going to get into, what we offered or other teams offered, but that was a very unique experience, at least for me personally. Look, he ended up back at the same team, and I don't want to talk about players on other teams, so let's go back to parking space.
Well, just one thing on that, Jerod. I know you want to talk about players, but your predecessor said on, I think, ESPN that the millionaire's tax has played a role in the organization's ability to land top-flight free agents. Would you care to confirm or deny that has been an issue?
Yeah, I'm not going to get too far into, politics or anything like that. Look, if you love football, this is the place to be. It's, right out here in Foxborough, there's not much to do but get better as a football player and a football team. So that's how I kind of look at it.
Well, I'll get into real football kind of talk just real quick. One question. How is your team preparing, especially going against Cincinnati, where it looks like, Cincinnati's best player in Jamar Chase probably is not playing? Do you look at that as being a huge opportunity for your defense to really maybe take advantage of some things to be able to come out? Because we all want a W, to be able to come out with a W.
What I talk to the coaches and also the players about is I fully expect Chase to be there at the game, and that's how we have to prepare. If he's not there, we'll treat it as an injury and have a different game plan, but we fully expect him to play.
I asked Jelani this on Friday, but I'd be interested in your take. Is it hard to prepare for a guy like Joe Burrow, who you haven't seen in real game action since November, and he's been hurt? And, I mean, the reports are that he's gained, 10 pounds of muscle, and he looks great out there. But is that difficult for you?
Not really. We know who he is as a player. We know he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, whether he gained 10 pounds of muscle or not. We know he'll be healthy there for week one, and that's our focus.
I saw you speak briefly yesterday about discipline and Javon Baker. How did that discussion go with that player? I know that there was some, outside noise prior to the draft about the way he conducts himself at times as a player. Are you comfortable with the way that went?
Yeah, we handle it internally, and once again, what was said on Instagram Live is no representation of our team or the organization or even Javon, and those are things that, we talked about and we handle it internally, and we're looking to move forward.
Can you get him a driver or something in the future?
Well, why don't you give him yours, Greg?
Maybe we get him a parking spot.
Especially at the airport, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know a couple guys, so next time he goes down there, tell him to hit me up. We'll get him a nice spot. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Patrick Mahomes said this week that you may see a play Thursday night designed by Taylor Swift. Any indication about how she is when it comes to scheming things up, and is that something that you as a head coach would deploy if you had the opportunity?
If it's a good play, what is it? The annexation of Puerto Rico? It's hard to, you guys want to remember? I don't know. I don't know what the play is. Look, those guys do a good job game planning, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe get Shime to drop a play.
Right.
He knows ball.
Jerod, it's our last chance before the first actual game. I'm just curious, what for you would be a successful season this year?
Yeah, a successful season is going out there, being competitive each and every game, and getting better as the year progresses. That's how I look at it.
Jerod, a last one for me. As a player, I think, we all kind of had nerves going into our first game. I was super nervous with my first game as a player. As a head coach, your first actual real live bullets flying game. What's maybe are you going to be nervous, anxious, or is there something, what's the nervous part of this for you?
Look, there's a very thin line between, anxiousness and excitement, and I choose to be excited. And that's how I kind of look at it. I'm excited for the guys to go out there and play, and hopefully they play well.
All right, Coach.
As a player, as a player, though, you remember as a player, you would have a little bit of that anxiety if you didn't study enough tape. But after that first hit, it was all good. Let's go.
With Drake, how do you hope that he develops? I keep asking Wiggy this question. As a player, how do you develop from the sideline? Like, how do you hope to see him develop while watching the games next to you?
Yeah, we talk about not only in the game but also in practice, just getting those mental reps. And look, he'll know what every play is. He'll make his checks and stuff on the sideline and continue to develop that way. And he'll develop through practice. He'll get reps still with the first team and also the show team. So look, we're sticking to the plan.
Is he in your mind? Is he the backup?
Here's the backup.
Okay. So Jacoby Brissett gets hurt, God forbid, then he's the guy. He's the guy you go to.
I want to be very clear. He's the backup quarterback on our team.
Okay. All right. Jerod Mayo, thanks for taking the time, and go get him. Have a great week, and we will talk to you on Monday.